Well, hello everyone. I just got back from my endocrinologist and I wanted to talk a little bit about endocrinologists. So I've been going to an endocrinologist for, oh gosh, probably 4 years. Yeah, it was pretty much like when I started transitioning is when I had to go see an endocrinologist. I saw a different one initially, it was like a specialist, a specialty doctor that was familiar with transgender patients and that they prescribe hormones and that sort of thing. And then it was kind of I just didn't need to go and see a specialist anymore. I could see a doctor that was much closer to me, that was an endocrinologist. So that is where I ended up going for many, many years now. And I was the first transgender patient he had. I still may be the only transgender patient that he has. So I've been prescribed the estradiol from him to help with my transition for many years. So I've been going there. Pretty much the visits and today was very interesting because I'm usually sitting there waiting forever. Like if they don't get my appointment time wrong or my appointment day wrong, which has happened before where it was like a half hour later one time, or another time it was the whole week after that my actual appointment was. So that's just annoying when they screw up like that. But anyway, usually when I have an appointment, I go twice a year, every 6 months, and we always do blood work prior, so they can monitor varying levels of the hormones, the thyroid, because I have had some thyroid issues many years ago, but it's all good now. My thyroid is perfectly fine. Also check cholesterol, vitamin D, because I have had vitamin D deficiency, and stuff like that. So I'm usually sitting there waiting for a half hour at least before the doctor, before I even go back out of the waiting room. And then once I'm out of the waiting room, I'm sitting there waiting for the doctor for another 15-20 minutes. So it usually takes a very long time because of how slow and behind that they are. So, but not today. Not today. I go in, they completely redid their waiting room and their entire office. It was just completely different. It was just really nice looking. And I went in there. There was no one there waiting. I sat down for about under 5 minutes and I got called back. After they weighed me and did my blood pressure, I got to see the doctor. So it was very, very quick. So it was very impressive just how quick it actually all was. So that's never happened before. It's usually a very slow waiting time, but very, very quick today. So, he just goes over the same old stuff. It's are you having any leg pain and any heart palpitations, this and that, just constantly going through the list, any this, any that. I'm no, 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 no. Occasionally for some things, yeah, maybe a little bit, but usually those things would be a fatigue or a shortness of breath, which pretty much have been addressed and taken care of at this point. I don't really have those as much at all now. Occasionally I will, but for the most part they're not dominating my life. So, today he just checks, he just looks over the blood work. Liver's fine, this is fine, kidney's fine, calcium is fine. Just kind of reading off the list. That's pretty much what they do. And my estradiol levels, there's really no reference range because for females they fluctuate depending on where you are in your menstrual cycle. But usually I'm at a good range. I think it's my levels are 130 or so, and it's a good range to be. Testosterone has been kind of low at times, and I have had those levels checked, and I am taking 3 hormones presently. I'm taking the estradiol, I'm taking testosterone, and I'm taking DHEA. Those are the 3 hormones. The last one, the DHEA, is over the counter, so you can actually get it. And I mainly started that because I didn't really want to take testosterone initially. I wanted to take this, and that it said to kind of bump up the testosterone levels a little bit. But when I had my blood levels checked prior to taking the testosterone, the testosterone levels I think were like 18. But the when I'd seen my surgeon and a doctor, they recommended usually closer to like the upper range for females, which is closer to 50. So that's usually what they recommend. So that's why they prescribe me on the testosterone cream. I'm not getting that through the endocrinologist because he won't prescribe it because it's a compounded cream, so it's a little bit different in how it's made. Like they had to make it specifically for you, and he doesn't know anything about that apparently. So I get it prescribed through my surgeon's office, and I've been taking that, and that definitely has helped. I would say I'm about to get my levels checked again to see how they are actually being on the testosterone now for several months. So we'll see how they are. I mean, I think it has helped, absolutely, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't had any negative side effects. I haven't had any more like hair growth, except for maybe like a little bit in the areas that I put the cream on. But I haven't had like any more facial hair growth or anything like that. So that's definitely a good thing. What else? So for the endocrinologist, you know, other than, you know, getting lab work and going in there and saying everything is fine, everything is good, and the prescription, that's pretty much it for the endocrinologist. I definitely say though, if you are a trans person, try to find at least initially a specialty doctor to prescribe the hormones for you if you can, because they would know more than an endocrinologist who doesn't see any transgender patients, who doesn't really know of any transgender patients like mine. I was pretty much well established with my dosing that has never changed before I saw my current endocrinologist. So that is my recommendation. You know, I'd never recommend doing your own kind of medication. You know, if you do that, fine, but that's not something that I recommend because there are so many factors that come into play. And you know, even if you think you're doing well, you could have like as I said, for me, I had like thyroid problems, and they're perfectly fine now, but it's kind of more risky not getting certain levels checked if you're self-medicating. But let's see, I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to say about the endocrinologist. So there really isn't much to say about an endocrinologist. There really isn't. So I'm gonna fix my lunch now. It's lunchtime. Let me show you what horrible thing I'm having for lunch today. It just looks and sounds so gross, and I'll see how it actually is. So, vegan lobster mac and cheese. Yeah. This is what I'm having. So, I'm sure that it just doesn't look... The picture here, they make it look so much better than it actually looks. Like when I pulled it out of the box, it just... Oh, it did not look anything like that. It looked gross. See, because that actually looks pretty good, but the package that I pulled out, it did not look good. So, yeah, I'm gonna try this horrible monstrosity, see if it's any good. I'm not even a big fan of seafood. I just saw it and was like, let me try this. I'm not a big fan of lobster. Like I was never a fan of like crab or lobster. Yeah. So I really never even eat that kind of seafood, but I'll see how it is. Pretty sure I've had their breaded shrimp. That's like frozen. That's like vegan. And that wasn't bad, it was a problem with the packaging because I couldn't separate them, so it was a horrible mess. So, yep, I'm gonna go eat that now, and I will talk to you all later. I wanna make some special videos that I want to get it done. I guess the only other real quick thing to say is that I'm working on my next meditation recording for the Iris Faye channel. Finally got that recorded, got the video almost done. I just need to work on the actual audio, like editing the audio, and that pretty much be out. So probably maybe next week it'll be good. And I want to be able to get a page up to actually sell those recordings. I'm not sure how many people would be interested in that. Like if you listen to those audio recordings and you're interested in purchasing them, then certainly let me know. I'm still trying to work out what like the best pricing would be. I mean, I definitely have an idea as to what I want to do about that. It's just about setting it up and getting the people to actually purchase it, because it's when you have it all set up and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's like no one buying it. It's like, you know. So I don't really want to feel like that. I want people to actually purchase it, and I want to make it a reasonable price. So yeah. We will cross that road very soon. I want to get that up by the end of November. So yeah, so I will talk to you all later. You all have a wonderful day, and yeah, bye-bye.